These are the magnificent Carpathian Mountains, teeming with bears and wolves and lynx, the last great European wilderness. But now there is a battle going on for their future. Gangsters are illegally cutting down the forests. They're stealing $500 million worth of wood a year. And the profits are so great, they're threatening to kill anyone who gets in their way. The gangster.
Să aveți viață bună, trebuie să-i striți un pic pe ăștia. Ocol și-o pus în cap. Imediat auzi că moare unul.
The whistleblower.
De 2 ori pe săptămână mă amenințau cu moarte, câteodată și de 2 ori pe zi.
And they don't want us investigating what's really happening.
Nu vrei să stați de vorbă cu...
Da, n-am ce să stau, n-am. Duceți pentru ce? N-am pentru ce, nu.
On the other side in Ukraine, armed bands of Cossacks are mobilizing to protect the forests and pursue the illegal loggers. The Cossack. And profiting from all this, big business. Gerald Schweighofer is a billionaire kingpin of the world's timber industry. This is the anti-organized crime unit of the Romanian Public Ministry. They're on the Schweighofer company's trail. We've been investigating the Schweighofer connection. OCCRP reporter Romana Poiuleț has been tracing the people involved in the battle on the ground, the officials who have fought to protect the forests, and the politicians who are accused of being hand in glove with the gangsters. She's followed the wood from the illegal logging camps through the logging mills to supposedly legitimate factories. The Carpathian Mountains cover an area roughly the size of Great Britain. They are mainly in Romania but stretch into Ukraine and neighboring countries. It is the largest stretch of virgin forest in Europe and a haven for wildlife. A third of the brown bears in Europe live in Romania's forests, thousands of animals. By day, Europe's only big cat, the lynx, can be found hunting. Like these, which were caught on surveillance cameras in the Romanian mountains earlier this year, and which prey on the plentiful roe deer in the woods. By night, packs of wolves prowl the Carpathians. There are 3,000 in the mountains. The forests are also known as the lungs of Europe because they suck in vast quantities of carbon dioxide and turn it into oxygen. Environmental investigator Alexander von Bismarck says it's as important as a rainforest.
Maybe it's that we're in the heart of Europe, you know? I mean, it's both the most important forest in Europe, but it's close to home for me too, compared to being in a jungle in the Amazon or something.
Western companies are behind the demand for timber for furniture making and construction. Von Bismarck alleges they're turning to gangsters to source the wood. He says much of it is sourced illegally.
These are real crimes, and the crimes should be prosecuted. And, you know, there have been laws for a long time in this country making cutting illegal wood a crime. That's why it's illegal. So you are left totally alone in Romania to battle the organized crime that results from that. And why is it so organized and so powerful? Because we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars.
This massive sawmill is one of 5 factories in Romania run by the giant Austrian timber company Schweighofer. They process most of the wood from the forests in the mountains for timber yards and do-it-yourself stores all over Europe. They say they're very proud of their record in encouraging sustainable forestry.
Earth is breathing thanks to the forest. We take care of the forest. We're the Holz Industry Schweighofer, and we know each tree personally.
But Schweighofer has been repeatedly accused of buying timber from the gangsters who are illegally clearing the forests. Prosecutors are about to announce whether they will bring charges against the company after a probe by a special division that deals with organized crime. Last year, Austrian billionaire Gerald Schweighofer, who runs the company, denied they had done anything wrong.
Grüß Gott, mein Name ist Gerald Schweighofer. Ausgerechnet uns wird unterstellt, wir würden durch illegale Methoden den Holzbestand in Rumänien gefährden. Das stimmt nicht. Deshalb möchte ich mich auf diese Weise zu Wort melden.
He showed the certificates which guarantee that their wood is from sustainable sources. But now, the Forest Stewardship Council has suspended that certificate and is also investigating the company.
A fost codul întunecat, pădure seculară neatinsă. Și uitați-vă cum arată. Deci, nicio intervenție a mâinii de om nu a fost în pădurile astea. E păcat, pentru că nefericire, efectul ăsta va dăinui încă poate 50-100 de ani.
The effect Mate is talking about is increased flooding because the trees have all been cut down. This is one of the worst affected parts of the country for deforestation. It is in the north of Romania, around the town of Borșa, which is on the edge of the Maramureș National Park Conservation Area. We regularly come across large piles of logs, a sign that massive timber harvesting is still underway, much of it illegal.
Dacă această pădure a fost rasă în stilul ăsta nebunesc, efectul se vede în zonă. S-a schimbat total atmosfera, clima în țară, din cauza pădurilor. Și nimeni nu interesează, nimeni nu ia aici măsură. Interesant că instituțiile statului sunt orbe și surde la tot ce s-a întâmplat în zona asta.
In court, the Association of Forest Owners that Matei Mihaly represents won the right to take back 170 square kilometers of forest land, an area almost as big as the capital city of Bucharest, but authorities returned them only 20%. The state gave the property to other people who had no right to the land and soon cut down the forests. A huge percent of their trees have now been cleared. This plot, part of the Maramureș Mountains Nature Reserve, is still standing, but not for long. Somehow it has fallen into the hands of local gangsters. In 2009, the same gangsters were on the brink of war with Romanian authorities. 450 gendarmes and 200 police raided the town of Borșa to stop one of the largest vehicle theft operations in Western Europe. It was called Operation Bulldozer, and authorities found several vehicles hidden in the forest. Two brothers named Grigore and Toader Timiș, leaders of the so-called Butanu criminal group, attacked gendarmes during the raid. They were arrested and convicted for assault. Years later, Grigore and Toader ended up with the disputed part of the Maramureș Mountain Natural Reserve. Toader Timiș was released from prison last year after serving a sentence of more than 2 years for assault and illegal logging. Grigore Timiș is famous across Romania after storming into a town hall several years ago, armed with a sword over a land ownership dispute. A report by the Romanian intelligence services sent to parliament says the Butanu criminal group uses violence to reach its goal to control legal and illegal businesses in the forestry sector. We tried to talk to Grigore Timiș. As we were filming the group's log warehouse, the man in the video stopped in front of our car with a fistful of rocks. After fleeing the warehouse, as we pulled into a parking lot in the center of town, we were surrounded by a group of men led by Timiș.
Nu vreți să stați de vorbă acum?
Dar n-am ce să stau, n-am. Duceți pentru ce? N-am pentru ce, nu.
When the police raided the town of Borșa and arrested the leaders of the Butanu clan, they found that one of the stolen vehicles had been transported on a truck belonging to a powerful local politician. This is Nuțu Fanta.
Vin în fața dumneavoastră cu o problemă legată de la...
He has powerful political connections. Gabriel Oprea, the former interior minister, is godfather to Fanta's daughter. It turned out that Fanta's wife sold the natural reserve to the Butanu gangsters, despite the land belonging to someone else. In Romania, politicians are accused of arranging for state land to be transferred through a chain of proxy owners, who then sell it off at a vast profit, most of which ends up with the same politicians who arranged for the land transfer in the first place. In this case, the supposed proxy was a local woman, Marie Kindriș, whose name appeared on the paperwork. We tracked her down.
Eu n-am fost acolo.
Dumneavoastră, practic, îmi transmiteți că tot procesul ăsta a aparținut al cuiva și nu ați avut nimic de a face cu el. Și că ați fost folosită.
Ce să mai zic, eu nu m-am ocupat deloc de acest proces.
From Marie, the land passed to Fanta's driver. The driver died, and the documents show that the driver's wife and Fanta's wife then sold part of the plot onto the Butanu gangsters, although the driver's wife says she didn't get her share of the profit. We asked Fanta whether he had set up the whole series of proxy deals to take and sell the forest land.
Eu vă pot spune că nu am nicio legătură cu efectiv cu ce s-a întâmplat în această situația.
We showed him the documents, which apparently reveal that his wife profited from the deal.
Vis-a-vis de ce apare soția acolo, dacă doriți, putem avea o poziție să o întreb pe nevastă mea de ce a fost pusă ea.
There's a mystery about where the money really went. Fanta is the first to admit the driver doesn't seem to have benefited.
Dacă mergeți să vedeți unde locuiește, are o casă frumoasă făcută, nu este ceva să sară în altă variantă. Au doi copii, o fată și un băiat, deci nu.
All the more extraordinary given that in 2005, Fanta nominally gave a logging and transport company to his driver, a company worth $44 million. The local assumption is that the driver was a proxy or front, although Fanta denies it. The Tamish brothers of the Bhutanu clan are now at large and exploit much of the forest sold by Fanta's wife. According to the Environmental Guard, the brothers' company harvests timber illegally, and their opponents claim Fanta has helped them in other deals.
Uțul ăsta Fontomom a câștigat pe lângă ăsta 137 de hectare, tot așa 100 și nu știu cât de hectare.
Pe ce nume?
Și tot așa le-a dat la Grigore Budanu.
The Bhutanu gang has also been cutting down this forest, even though its ownership is still in dispute. This businessman, Ukraine Roumanie, bought the right to the land, but the gang says is theirs. Last year, a member of the gang, the infamous Tuader Timish, was secretly recorded making threats to kill Mr. Roumanie.
Îi prinde odată și o să rămâi fără el. Să aveți viață bună, trebuie să instruiți un pic pe ăștia.
Astea triciote, de exemplu.
Spunea, ocolo și-o pus în cap. Imediat auzi că moare unul pe...
And he says there's no point going to a lawyer.
Dai bani la avocat și la domn de aiură și eu, când câștigi tu, tătă, băi, fraire.
Instantă.
Cheltuie-mă bani aiură.
Instantă se pronunță.
Da, pe exact. Dar până atunci, când se termină, nu mai ai pădure.
By the time we got to the forest, they'd already chopped it down.
Am sentința câștigată, scrie societate, împuternicii, scrie în sentință. Tot a doua zi vineam și urmăream aici. Să nu se bage cineva să fure, să nu știu ce. Și am găsit explotând. Am sunat imediat la 112, a venit poliția și s-a făcut anchete. Era Toader Bhutanu, că el e proprietar, dar zic, arată-mi o hârtie, măi. Cum am amenințat cu moartea, că m-a găsit pe aici, m-a spânzurat, mă omoară, tot cu mașinile, cu tot.
Roman warned the forestry department, in writing, that the Bhutanu clan had no right to chop down the forest, but they still let them go ahead. We wanted to know why they did that.
Ați ignorat, cum să nu vedeți? Era pentru zertație.
Nu, am fost amenințat mai multe acolo. De-aia zic, lăsăm instanța să...
Amenințat de către cine?
De către cei care se judecă azi.
It turned out he'd been intimidated by the Bhutanu clan. The forestry department was fined for helping the brothers. But as soon as Tuader Timish got out of prison, he was back to his tricks, brazenly threatening to kill Mr. Roumanie, even in front of a policeman.
Podere, te rog frumos, nu fă afirmații din astea.
Dacă îl găsești mort, să știi că eu nu fac.
Știi că mai se întâmplă ceva, ești primul pe care te căutăm.
The company controlled by these gangsters is an important supplier to Schweighofer, whose turnover is now $500 million a year in Romania alone. They sold wood to Schweighofer right from the forest they bought from Fanta's wife. The people who legally own the forest say Schweighofer must know what is going on, because their 5 factories in Romania need more wood than can be lawfully sourced.
Acest fenomen al tăierilor ilegale în amplitudinea pe care o are în prezent și pe care au avut-o în ultimii ani nu ar fi existat dacă nu ar fi fost cererea de la industrie. Exemplul cel mai clar este al companiei Schweighofer, care și-a dezvoltat capacități de prelucrare a masei lemnoase, peste 3,4 milioane metri cub de boștean, depășește posibilitatea legală a pădurilor României de lemn exploatat legal.
But the damage done to the forests and to the habitat of lynxes, wolves and bears is such that the Worldwide Fund has filed a complaint against the company. The Forestry Stewardship Council are investigating and will report this month on serious allegations that Schweighofer is using illegally logged wood. The network of small operators supplying Schweighofer looks ramshackle, but it is doing serious damage to the forests. Converted vans and old steam trains run on the only railway line into these mountains. It is owned by the local mayor's family and their company. 15 wagon loads of wood were confiscated because they had no documents to show they had been legally logged. Vasile Vlad is the head of the local forestry department. He's trying to protect the forests. He took us on the train. On the way there, he points out stacks of wood allegedly cut without permission. He says some logging companies in the area have owners with criminal records. They all still supply timber to Schweighofer. The appointment of a new police chief gave Vlad hope.
S-a schimbat comandantul de poliție și stăteam lucra 2 săptămâni, 4 dintre ăștia mari. Comandantul ăsta și cu noi împreună am mers și am prins acolo în pădure, s-o și plecat de aici.